Intrinsic value in what? That's a question a lot of people wonder what that means. I've said to many of people, you are intrinsically valuable no matter what you do, how you do it is scientifically proven. And today I want to ruffle some feathers, literally with some ruffles today, is we are vessels. Some of us are vessels that are focused on how we organize good. Robert S. Hartman has a whole institute and archives at the University of Tennessee. And he's been working to organize good even after he passed. He was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize because he understood what it was like to not be in peace and to see what happens when you organize evil. And we are in a world that has a lot of division, a lot of challenges, a lot of comparisons, a lot of people focused on their ego. And ego, some would say, is edging God out. And ego has its place and its time. And we all want to take credit for the things that we produce, the things that we want intellectual property respect over. There's a lot of different conversations in that territory that we want to protect, people and places we want to protect. And organizing good is about understanding how we define good. And we have a definition in our axiogenics program that says something is good to the degree that it has all of the attributes required to fulfill its purpose. There's a book called The Central Question that I reference in Slaying the Onion. It has a lot more material in it. Yet, to come back to the definition of good, I want to remind you that organizing good means that we're a vessel for good, that we understand that we are making choices that are honoring our beliefs and our values. And we're being purposeful to understand that intrinsic value is a perspective and a perception. And there's scientific research that proves statistically when we align our values in a hierarchy that is purposeful and proactive, and we make decisions and actions and choices that are aligned with that good purpose. And again, everybody has their own definition of good. And yet, for today's net value conversation, and we'll define that at a later date, just the intrinsic perspective is you get to decide how you give something a attribute that fulfills its purpose. A simple, very relatable example is a vehicle. If you are driving a vehicle and it's missing a spark plug and it requires a spark plug, it may have a challenge of fulfilling its purpose. You may have four tires required on a vehicle and one of the tires is flat. It may have an attribute that's not helping it fulfill its purpose. If you have a pen and it's missing the ink, it's not fulfilling its purpose. If you have a chair that's missing a leg, it's not fulfilling its purpose if it's designed to operate on a multitude of legs. There are some chairs that can operate in certain levels of legs that don't need four of them. Whatever that is, that's a silly little example of how you're missing an attribute to fulfill a purpose. When it gets real personal and we're talking about good against evil, that's a much deeper conversation. And we're in a season in our unique world that we can be purposeful about how we honor good. And we clarify how our community, our environments, our companies are a vessel for good. As you consider how you're defining good and how you're attracting good and you're providing value in intrinsic ways that are connecting with those people, places, and things that you are intrinsically giving value to. We have some beautiful conversations to have to attract and organize good. Thanks for listening. We'll be coming up with more intrinsic value conversations and what it is and how we can be purposeful about it. Thanks for letting us ruffle a little feathers. Bye-bye.